Today we are doing more Ether Drift drafting. We finally hit Diamond. I think we might be able to hit Mythic this season. So let's jump into another draft and go for it. I'm going to put it on the table now. I hope that green-black is open. I have not played that archetype yet. Looks strong. Looks like a lot of fun. Manifesting it. Putting it out into the universe. Okay, Full Throttle is, I think, a bit of a meme. I don't think I want to first pick that. I think Broadside Barrage is great. Terrian is fantastic. Scurryfoot's also fantastic. And, honestly, I'm not super pulled into, anything else. Like, Wickerfolk Indomitable is very good. But at this point in Ether Draft, I think green is the place to start, if you can. Terrian is actually excellent in the green-black deck as a reanimate target. So we're going to pass the Full Throttle. I'm going to first pick a Terrian. Now there's a Fearless Swashbuckler. I have not had my coffee yet this morning. I cannot say anything. And a Serpent Seeker. This is a deck I would play. This is a deck I would play. Hellish Sideswipe is an excellent removal spell. I'd be happy to take any of those three cards right now. Swashbuckler is incredible in the blue-red deck. And I think I want to take that. So we're not playing these in the same deck. But this diversifies our options. I think it is just the best card in the pack, so we are still open. Now, there is an Earth Rumbler and a Stampeding Scurryfoot. Earth Rumbler also incredible in the black decks, in the green-black decks. There are some other interesting cards here. You know what? Not really. I don't think it's close between Earth Rumbler and Scurryfoot, so I'm going to take the Earth Rumbler, and I'm feeling good. Now, there's a Marauding Mako, which is good in the Izzet deck. And like a Spell Pierce, Howler's Heavy, Interference, Gearseeker. These are all good cards. These are all good cards. Pothole Mole might just be the pick here because I'm leaning more towards being able to like cutting green and passing these good blue-reds. So I think we're gonna probably drop the Swashbuckler and just stay on green. I feel like we're at least in the green lane, whether we go green-black or red. Not sure yet. Green still feeling very open. So Venom Sack Lagak, this deck does want a number of those. But Molt Tender's fantastic. Mills cards, ramps, fixes. This is a really solid green start. Definitely better for green-black. So the power of manifestation seems to have worked, but there's still a lot of draft left. Let's see what we get. I'd be happy to play blue or red as well, so we're still fairly open. Okay, so I think best card in the pack is the Pace Setter, but red-green... No, red-green I think is quite mid-rangey, rampy, lots of ways to make treasures. Keen Buccaneer is fantastic as well. And Loxodon Surveyor is just fine. If I end up in blue, I will want this Keen Buccaneer. But we did pass a Sky Serpent Seeker. So I think I'm just supposed to take the Pace Setter Paragon. I think just take the best card in the pack. So if we were in blue, maybe the Bounce Off. I don't think Goblin Surveyor is the take here. We could just take the Night Market. I'm in for a Broken Wings, though. I kind of am in for the first Broken Wings. And we're just solidly in green, still open to everything else. That is where we are at. So, blue or red, I'd be happy to do. Black, I'd also be happy to go into. But Ketrodon here, awesome. Green seems to be open. Like, the Ketrodon went all the way around the table. So, really solid green start. And we can definitely... I think in pack 3, we can probably rely on getting more good green back. Possibly pack 2 as well, because I think we've cut a lot of the good green. We haven't seen, like, loads and loads of green, and we've taken a series of decent cards. So I'm going to switch to this view and just separate out my removal here. So we're not sure about the Pace Setter Paragon. That is the question. Now here, I'm not that impressed with the Dynamite Diver nowadays. I think Mutant Surveyor is a better card. It could be that Siphon Fuel should be the take. I don't love this card. I think it's just a bit expensive, but look, we'll take the Surveyor. We get a Siphon Fuel here over all of these other cards for sure. So yeah, if we do end up playing black, then this is solid. There's a Swiftwater Cliffs, but Locust Spray is absolutely fine in the green-black deck too. So it really does seem to be coming together. I mean, I'm not mad. Actually, Glitch Ghost Surveyor and Spectral Interference are also fine. Okay, so some interesting stuff happening here. Some very, very interesting stuff. Guardian Sunmare and Detention Chariot are incredible. Spike Shell Harrier is also fantastic. Risen Necro Region, also fantastic. There's a Hazard of the Dunes, an Overdrive, and a Pothole Mole. So I'm going to take the Necro Region. And look, I do think we could, like, we saw a Mako, we saw a Skyray, we have the Swashbuckler. I think maybe Red-Blue was open. But I'm pretty happy with this set of green-black cards that we have. What I'm looking for is, oh, Crypt Caller Chariot's pretty nuts. But only if you can, like, I mean, if you have stuff to cycle, it's pretty good. Do we have anything to cycle? I guess we have the Ketrodon. Other option, Defend the Rider, the Gravestalker's solid, another Ketrodon. Okay, I mean, that's actually pretty tough. I guess what I'm looking for is reanimation spells. And I think we can take the Crypt Caller Chariot. Because I think the upside is pretty high in that we find some cards to cycle. Now there is a Grim Bauble and a Pothole Mole. I'm going to take the Mole. I'm going to take the Mole. With 2 moles, I'd be pretty happy to pick up one of these Sacklands. I do like the Bauble. And removal is good. But I think milling my... Yeah, I think Mole's probably a bit better in the deck that I'm envisioning. Unsure about the Necro Region. We might not play it if we don't have a bunch of ways to start our engines. We have just the Mutant Surveyor and the Necro Region right now. So I'm not, like... It's a really good card, but I won't play it if we don't have good support for it. Now, so Nesting Bot's great, Bounce Off is great, Allgorge is just fine. I think I'm going to take the Venom Sac Legak here, and I'm not displeased about that at all. And now, Raceway, Engine Rat, Locust Spray, number 2. Locust Spray is a card we can discard. Monument of Endurance is pretty great, though. Can I take the Monument? And then, like, focus on cycling stuff? Missing out on, like, a Locust Spray, which is not that deep. So the blue-red deck would have been, like, super sick. Yeah, it would have been, like, dope. I'm still going to take the Monument, because, again, I think it could be, if we find enough cycling stuff, it could end up being good. Here, I'm not... Yeah, none of these are real picks. I'm not going to take the Ironclad. I don't think we are splashing red. I can take a second Broken Wings. Take a second Broken Wings, and then here... So there's the Archfiend. which does cycle. So it does discard. And it's a good reanimation target. No reanimation spells yet. Gotta mention that. Gotta get that out there. I'll take another Archfiend. No reanimation targets spells yet. So if we see those, they're going to be very, very important. Night Market is all right. Nothing here. Just going to pass all these cards. Give somebody else a slightly better deck. We've nearly got our deck here. There's still a whole pack to go. I am looking for some better interaction. I would like to upgrade my interaction. I would like more good defensive 2-drops. And I would like some reanimation spells. That's a lot to ask out of pack 3. I don't think we are an Oil Gorger deck. I guess if I find like a bunch of Pack Doll Terrors, then I'll do the, I'd play the Oil Gorger, but we haven't seen them. Don't think Raceway is likely to make the cut. It is pretty good, but we just have pretty extensive mana costs. We need 3, we're like triple green over here. So Web Strike Elite is pretty excellent, especially if we're doing the discard thing. It's a great 2-drop. It is also a removal spell. So that ticks multiple boxes in our deck. So I'm really happy with that. Plow Through, Grim Bauble, Wreckage Wickerfolk is pretty excellent, but definitely taking the Web Strike Elite here. I think we're much less likely to do the start your engines thing. I'm just going to trim those now. There is a Lifecraft engine, Hellish Sideswipe. Not that we have a whole lot to sacrifice. There's another Molt Tender, another Necro Regent. And there's a Jungle Hollow. So Jungle Hollow is very tempting. And I do think it will just make the deck better. But I think I'm going to take the Molt Tender. Quag Feast is excellent. Fang Druid Summoner finds Terrion. And pulls it out the graveyard. There's also a Run Over. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. I mean, I do need more creatures. I also do need more removal. And I did want to upgrade my removal. I did want to upgrade my removal. But Fang Druid Summoner kind of is a reanimation spell. I think that the Quag Feast is too good to pass with this deck. We have a ton of mill. Nothing in this pack. That's a real shame. I guess Bestow Greatness is going to be the card I take here. I think Sky Serpent Seeker is excellent. I mean, we do have 2 Molt Tenders. Maybe I could take the Sky Serpent. We have a Night Market. Do you know what? I think we can splash a Sky Serpent. And I think that's better than a Bestow Greatness. Second Sky Serpent. First Grim Bauble. Spectacular Pileup is also fantastic. But not what we're doing. Man, Sky Serpent Seeker. Do I want that over a Grim Bauble? I think I do. And I think I probably want to cut one of the Siphon Fuels. Silken Strength is solid. Ooze Patrol is pretty excellent. Going to be a big, big creature. Intimidation Tactics, also great. I do want to take the Ooze Patrol here. I think it's a big, dumb creature. But Intimidation Tactics can cycle. Can trade up on mana. I'll take the Ooze Patrol. I guess Deathless Pilot's the take here. It's pretty good if we mill it with a Pothole Mole, get a bit of value that way. Gravestalker is excellent, but there is also a Dismal Backwater. I think the Gravestalker's too good. So, Reanimation not looking great. That is the reality. This might just be Hazard of the Dunes. This is a very good card. Cut the Oil Gorger. Am I supposed to take the Grim Bauble? I don't think so. Oh, do you know what? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not going to play 3 Siphon Fuels. Our removal looks okay. Just okay. Indomitable would have been better if we had some more artifacts, which we don't. So I don't think Wick of Oak Indomitable is going to make the cut. Okay, so we did not find any of the green-black signposts. We also did not find like much reanimation. But what we've got here is a green-black discard deck. Like, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cycling cards. It's not worth it. That's not good enough, is it? That is so not good enough. Oh god. All right. I think the deck is probably better if we play the Necro Regent. Because we have no way to, like, reanimate stuff. Yeah, none at all. So we are like a full-on mid-range deck. No reanimation makes these Pothole Moles and Molt Tenders quite a bit worse. So we are ramping into our big stuff. I guess I can keep the Shef Archfiends, because we do need something to ramp into. Chariot is still a 4/4, a 4-mana 5/5 with Menace, so maybe we can still keep that. Monument, though? I think I'm supposed to cut the Monument. I think spending turn 3 doing this is not nearly enough. Oh, I want to search my deck, please. Yeah, that's not enough cycling to build a deck around it. So let's just build like a good mid-range deck is our best shot here. I mean, does Monument draw us more cards than Risky Shortcut? It doesn't draw them immediately, which is the problem. Okay, I'm going to cut the Monument. Cryptcrawler Chariot could still make the cut. And I think I would rather do something like bring those 3 cards in, the Start Your Engine stuff. Unsure if I want the Amonkhet Raceway to start my engines. Just because I have this Terrian and we have a lot of double mana costs. And we are now splashing the Skyseekers, although they do a pretty excellent job of ramping. We do have the Molt Tenders. I think I can play a Raceway. Has that put me on 17 lands still? Okay. Okay. Alright, so we're doing Start Your Engines sub-theme. But other than that, it's just a good just a good green-black mid-range deck. That's what we're aiming for. Siphon Fuel is so clunky. Maybe it's good in this deck. We have, like, a decent amount of ramp. Pothole Mole helps us hit our land drops. So maybe we can get to it without worrying too much, or without causing too many problems. Quag Feast can go over here. Web Strike Elite, kind of a counter spell. 5 cards to cut. And you know, it's not a bad place to be in when we think that, like, when we don't know what we want to cut. It might be, I mean, the Start Your Engines payoffs are Necro Regent, Oil Gorger, and Mutant Surveyor. I think I'm supposed to cut this. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to cut these as well. So we are just a value mill deck. We don't have any reanimation. That is the biggest downside. We saw, I think, one Fang Druid Summoner, and that was the only way to get one card in our deck out of the graveyard. So that's pretty unlucky. Also, like, not finding any of the, like, not finding the Broodheart engine or anything like that is a bit of a problem. There's somebody else in our pod who had a bunch of reanimation spells and no payoffs. We have all the payoffs. 2 cards to cut. I leaning towards cutting a Siphon Fuel, but I think that might be wrong. I think I have to keep it. Not sure about the Hazard of the Dunes. I mean, I'm probably... These all have cycling. So I want to cut 1 Shef Archfiend. All other creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. The Sky Serpent Seeker does a really good job of stabilizing the board. And it also, like, we do have the 2 Molt Tenders. We can't play this on turn 2, though. It's just the ramp from these is so good, but you do have to be able to play it, right? Oh, we have the Amonkhet Raceway. So I'm cutting that. Look, let's see. If I were playing the Sky Serpent Seekers, I would be looking to treat 1, 2, 3 as the splash. So I'd play 1 island. I'd play 1 island. Definitely looking at 8 forests. Sky Serpent Seeker is fine if it comes down later. So I think, look, I'm not sure about Risky Shortcut. I guess I'd rather have Pothole Mole draw land. I think Risky Shortcut is just okay. We have a lot of cycling in our deck anyway, so we'll cut that. And actually, what are our creatures looking like? I think it might be either a Broken Wings or a Siphon Fuel that gets cut here. Locust Spray is not fantastic. And if we're not doing the cycling thing, I think I'm just going to cut that. Oh, we do have the Crypt Caller Chariot, though. Like, even if we're... do I want to play... Is Locust Spray worth playing just because of the Chariot? Does that make it better than Broken Wings? Does that make it better than Siphon Fuel? It might. It really might. So I think the cut is a Shef Archfiend. And we'll see which one of these feels, you know, feels better. But I think one especially if we can't reanimate it, one Archfiend, one Ketrodon is enough. Impactful enough. It'll also come down and probably kill a bunch of our creatures. The Archfiend, so... Okay, run the deck like this. We have 9 green sources, 8 black sources, and 1, 2... 2 blue sources, plus the 2 Malt Tenders. Let's run it like this. If we start having mana issues, then I think the solution is going to be... I mean, Wickerfolk Indomitable and Deathless Pilot's a bit of an engine. But I think we would cut the Sky Serpent Seekers and bring in an Archfiend and a risky shortcut. But I think the upside on the Sky Serpent Seeker is much higher. So we'll try it. A little bit high risk. I think we probably need to take a risk here. Because this deck is... The card quality is okay, but it is not exactly what green-black is designed to do in this format. So I think high risk, high reward is how we need to approach our decisions. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's run it. Good lands. Yeah, it's a good curve. Okay, we'll keep it. Lagorin, okay. Give me something to kill that with. There's the Locust Spray. Excellent. In the bin. Exactly as intended. Jesus, this is so strong. Broken Wings, incredible draw. Okay, I guess I'm just holding up Broken Wings. Let's just stop them before they go to combat. Try and take out the Lagorin. There it goes. Very nice. Second Canyon Volta. Night Market is pretty sweet. So we can attack here. If they trade with the Mole, we can play the Gravestalker. Is it right to just play the Gravestalker anyway here? It probably is. Okay, Scurryfoot. They can't exhaust it this turn. Collision course the 5/4, fair enough. We are down to 6. So Shef at Archfiend can come down and actually just wipe the board, which would be sick. But we need time. So look, we'll name blue. We pass the turn. We go down to 1. Okay, that has flying. Brightfield Glider. Our opponent hesitated, which is excellent. So our 5/5 does a pretty good job here. Terrian is a pretty decent follow-up too, so... I guess I'm holding back the Pothole Mole. Sending the pilot. Oh. Chef's kiss. Oh, that is just... That is just unbelievable. Are they going to scoop? Oh, that was disgusting. That was the Shef Archfiend play of the season. This is good. We Molt Tender Venom Sac. If we don't find anything to do, we can cycle. So, yeah, we'll keep this. Ramp into Terrian, perhaps. If they are... so they might have a Road Rage here. Or just a cycle. A vehicle to cycle. Kind of in for this. Before it gets bigger. Yeah. Glad we drew the land there. That does justify my decision a little bit more. Okay. Trading the Molt Tender does make the Terrian quite a bit harder to cast. Carrion Cruiser. So we could Broken Wings that. Just don't know if that's really what we even want to do. Like, it is a 3/2. It doesn't even trade with the Lagak. I think what I'd rather do is just cycle the Gravestalker. Night Market name blue. I mean, we can attack. They're just going to crew and hit me for 3. Yeah, if that's all they do, I think it's fine. Okay, so Velocitor is good. I think I am going to Broken Wings the Carrion Cruiser, though. In the face of a Velocitor, giving it +2/+0 trample every turn. So we're on the defense now. Well, actually... Are they going to have a way to remove this? That's the scary thing, but I don't think I can just do nothing. Yeah, okay. We'll go on the defensive. So no attacks here. Do I want to kill the Velocitor? I don't think I do. We'll go on the defensive. Try to exhaust the Sky Seeker Serpent. And then we should be in a pretty good spot. Ironclad as a 6/3 with Menace. Definitely taking this trade. Especially because we have the Archfiend in hand. Okay, so we need one more forest, but I mean, am I supposed to play the Archfiend? It's a bit awkward. It does kill our Sky Serpent Seeker. Molt Tender does let me play Terrian next turn, so I guess I will play the Molt Tender. Okay, yeah, hit in for 9. Good stuff. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So we can Quag Feast, destroy the Ironclad, and play Terrian. Exile the... We have no way to get stuff back, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll play the Terrian. Am I supposed to discard this? I think I'd rather just go after the Ironclad. No, do you know what? I'd rather go after the 3/3. We knock him down to 12, and then it's like... looking at lethal next turn. Yeah, if they just play a creature and crew and attack, then we will have lethal. So they need to keep up some defenses. And it's possible that we'll just... Archfiend, wipe the board. If they, like, try and build a board here. Two swamps with the Quag Feast, that's good. Facing down lethal here, opponent. They have 5 mana. Like, if they just Grim Javelineer, crew, and attack, then I think we'd probably have them. Oil Gorgeous, start your engines. Pothole Mole is interesting. Okay. I guess because we have the Shef Archfiend in hand, we could take this trade. Can just attack with the 9/7. Perfectly serviceable play here. I think you're probably just chump blocking, opponent. I mean, we are going to have 4 blockers. Okay, they're taking the damage. I'm sure that is not right. I think that is very, very, very risky. But hey, more power to you. We're going to have 5 mana here. Taking the... Take the forest, whatever. Opponent scoops it up. All right, sweet. Terrian. Terrian is big. Big and scary. Scary Terry indeed. So the Shef at Archfiend was very awkward there. If you are winning, then I think you're just supposed to cycle it. This is not a good hand, but we'll keep it. We can cycle the Archfiend. We can Quag Feast and kill almost anything they play early. I believe I'm supposed to cycle the Archfiend here. Definitely going to Quag Feast that. Ketradon now. Yeah, in the absence of anything else to do, I think this is definitely correct. Hazard of the Dunes into Siphon Fuel into Ketradon is a pretty nice curve. And we drew the land to go with it. This card is so annoying. Okay, they're going to get up to 3 speed. Because they can make this a 4/5. The fact that this can attack as a 4/5 on turn 4, I think is pretty good. Using the risky shortcut, which means they can't gain speed later. We've got 3 creatures down there. Earth Rumbler's looking pretty good. Yeah, okay, I'm in to start attacking. If the Surveyor and a removal spell trades with the Earth Rumbler, I'm not unhappy about it. I think that's fine. Especially because we have quite a few Haymakers in our hand. What are they going to do on the way back? They get up to max speed here. Make them have it. Okay, but they spent their whole turn on that. I think we're okay where we are. I'm still going to swing in for 4. Play an excellent blocker in the Ketradon. They have used 1 combat trick. There is plenty more where that came from, and we still have Siphon Fuel next turn. We have Siphon Fuel plus Exhaust open next turn. We would have lethal on the way back, but They have to now do something here. Another pedal to the metal. Absolutely. 2 siphon fuels. So we'll just keep hitting them. I think I'm supposed to do this now before they can react to it. They can give it indestructible. They can't give it hexproof, so I think it's fine. Risen Necro Region on 3. Love to see it. On 3 speed, that is. So I think I'm just attacking. That is a hell of a blowout. Play out the 3-3 reach. And then with the 7-7 Trampler coming in, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, we have... this is just lethal. We can just attack. Miscounted, not lethal, but I think we're fine. Okay, I think we're 3-0 right now. Rock is performing well. Opponent goes first. We need to draw a green. And if we do, the hand is not even that good anyway. But getting 1, 2, 3 draws to find a forest, I'm going to mulligan. Okay, so does Terrian go back? I believe it does, yeah. Because Molt Tender and Earth Rumbler work pretty well together. Archfiend showing up pretty consistently early. Gonna cycle it here. In the absence of anything else to do. Camera launcher. Not too scary, not too scary. Double Broken Wings. I mean, are they gonna exhaust this? Do I care if they do? I'll let them do it. The 1-1 is, I think, less important than them using up their 3 mana. End Rider Catalyzer. So in response to that, I think I will destroy the camera launcher so that they can't gain an extra point of speed this turn. Awkward hand, bunch of 5 drops. Need another land. Oh, it's cycled a Sky Crash early. They might regret cycling that Sky Crash. However, they have 4 mana open. I'm going to pass. I'm not going to play Earth Rumbler into 4 open mana with blue. I think it's going to get countered. I'm going to use this, keep him off speed. Spike Shell Harrier. That is another good Broken Wings target. I don't really want to cycle the Ketrodon here. I guess I can Earth Rumbler this turn. Cool, we can Broken Wings the Ether Jacket. We can Locust Spray the Ether Jacket. So I guess I am just gonna attack. But Broken Wings and Locust Spray looking pretty great here. You take 7. I am going to give this -1/-1. I'm going to pass. Okay, Clamorous Ironclad. Chariot. Missing land is a bit awkward, isn't it? But I still think this is just an attack. Especially because we can cycle the Ketrodon, make a 2/2. So we'll Broken Wings over there. Opponent takes another massive hit. Ugh. So we have no creatures down here now. This is crew 3. So they can attack here. They should know they can attack here. Although actually I guess we could cycle the Ketrodon. Okay, I am anticipating a counterspell here. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is play this Crypt Caller Chariot. If it gets countered, then Earth Rumbler can attack. Okay. Now, if we cycle the Ketrodon, make a 2/2, then we can crew both of our creatures next turn. And I'm pretty sure the opponent's going to have a hard time dealing with that. So cycling the Ketrodon is right here. Because this will make a 2/2 from the Crypt Caller, which the 2/2 can crew the Crypt Caller. Okay, sure. The 2/2 can crew the Crypt Caller. I mean, now it doesn't do anything, but... I think they're holding up a counterspell. Interesting attack. They're at 3 speed. Amazing. That's good for us. Deathless Pilot also crews incredibly well and allows us to play the Earth Rumbler, which we can also crew. Excellent. Okay, I think we've got this wrapped up. They hit for speed. What do you do with that? Dynamite diver. Scoop it up. Cool. Bit weird, but we got there. Really strong stuff. We are doing very well. We're 4-0, and we're doing it based on raw card quality and nothing else. On the play... This is Mulligan. Cool. This is a key. And the swamp goes back. Well, against blue-black, I think the 3-3 reach is pretty solid. We'll just hit him a bunch. We'll cycle the Gravestalker. These big top-end cards with cycling are so good, because, like, they're good top decks. They're good, like, you could just pitch them in the early game, and I think it is definitely correct, too. Hit him for another 3. We've got our 3 forests, we've got our 2 swamps, we've got perfect mana now. And if they play something big, and we just siphon fuel it and keep hitting them for, like, get another 6 to 9 damage in, that's excellent, really. Still, they haven't done anything. They've got to do something at some point. If they flash something in, I want to be ready. Yeah, I'll take that on top. Cruise the chariot. It also can cycle, make a 2-2, and destroy something on their side of the field. So it is a pretty good top deck. Good early, good late. You've got to do something at some point, opponent. Yeah, so we can just cycle, and, like, because I think they probably are holding up a counterspell. So, we can just cycle for x equals 3. Make a 2-2, destroy the Hellride. Oh, I should have done it on their turn. I forgot that this would become in tapped, so I couldn't crew this turn anyway. Grim Bauble. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so that's why I should have done it on their turn. That was a mistake. Quag Beast. We'll start with the Sky Seeker. I think they've got a counter spell. Well, we'll pay it. That was not very impressive. And next turn, we can exhaust the Sky Serpent and crew the Chariot. Stock up is pretty good, but it lowers the odds that they're going to have something to prevent the Sky Serpent Seeker from exhausting, which is good for us. Very good for us. Oh, their own Sky Serpent Seeker. So I might need to Quag Feast that. Take 1. Malt Tender. So I can Quag Feast this. Oh, I don't need to do it just yet. Just going to activate this. Oh, we've got our blue already. We're getting a swamp. So I guess I'm naming green. And then we'll crew up the chariot. And I am going to Quag Feast the Sky Serpent Seeker. They exhaust it, they ramp a bunch. Don't want them to do that. I have 2 cards down there. Yeah, I think it's correct. Shef, Archfiend, and Locust Spray in the bin. But they have cards in hand. I don't want to give them mana as well. Okay, Hull Drifter. Good, they're drawing a lot of cards, but we're going to get them under a lot of pressure. This is crew 2. Okay, so the Serpent crews. Play our Malt Tender, we'll hold up Siphon Fuel, and any creature off the top means we can represent lethal. Shef, Archfiend. Yeah, that's very good here. We can kill it. And we will. Still, any creature off the top is very good. That's good, huh? Okay, guess I'll take out the Wicker Folk now. Cool. Alright, yeah, they dump out their hand. Now we're in a little bit more trouble. Again, any creature off the top, though. Except that one. That one's bad. Any other creature off the top. Okay. The game has swung pretty heavily in our opponent's favor here. We're not out of it by any means, but yeah. Now, we're in a lot of trouble now. Just too many lands in a row. They drew too many cards. We couldn't quite finish them quick enough. If we'd have gotten these last 2 attacks in, maybe we could have put them under just enough pressure, but okay. I'm going to mill a card. It was the Earth Rumbler! Okay, alright, what is this? 2, 4, 6. Well, technically, it could be 7. Yeah. I think we are done, guys. I think we are done. And flood the engine to boot. Every last card out their hand, land off the top for us, okay? That was a pretty classic game. We just weren't able to close it out quite fast enough. Opponent goes first. We have a couple of removal spells and the Ketrodon to cycle. Right, well, we will have to Quag Feast that thing. Deathless Pilot. So we are not going to be able to stop our opponent from getting max speed here. 2 forests in the graveyard's probably good. Wow, yeah, I mean, they're curving out in a pretty strong way. Might need to hope that I can play this Ketrodon. Which means this is probably... I mean, Deathless Pilot's a pretty decent blocker here. This lets me play the Ketrodon in a couple of turns, play Siphon Fuel next turn. Excellent, okay. Okay, that was actually good for us. Obviously, we're taking more damage, but now we do have Siphon Fuel. If we didn't, we would have nothing to do this next turn cycle. So no attacks. From next turn, we can Siphon Fuel on this turn. Next turn, we can play the Ketrodon, and then we can start getting the Deathless Pilot back. And if they can't draw some action, I think the Ketrodon actually does a hell of a lot to stabilize us. They kept on top. 2 on top with the Bauble. Save myself a point of damage here. Wretched Doll. They have 1 card left in hand. We have to believe that the Ketrodon can stabilize. They do have max speed, so whatever payoffs they have are very good top decks. Okay, so if this is plus... They can't exhaust this. They probably have the Death Touch Indestructible spell. With the counter. And I guess if they have the counter, I want it on the Wretched Doll. They didn't have it. Outpace Oblivion. Okay, cool. Still, Sky Serpent Seeker actually not bad at all here. This goes up to 3. So we can always double block the Prowl Catcher Specialist. Yeah, that might be better. We use the resource that we can keep getting back. Okay, they are down to a 2-2. A lot of big creatures in our deck that we can just pull right off the top. A 2-3 blocks very nicely. There was a Malt Tender and a Siphon Fuel down there. Yeah, let's just get the Deathless Pilot back. Down to 6. Sarcophagus is a 3-3. Crypt Caller Chariot. That is a big creature. That is a 5-5. It's a real nice blocker. No attacks yet. We'll put pressure on them with the Sky Serpent Seeker, but I would like to stabilize the board a bit more. A few more big draws. And we'll be in great shape. Locust Spray is actually excellent. Play the Swamp. We could crew. No, let's not. Let's be patient for one more turn. Cycle the Locust Spray, make a 2/2, and then we can start attacking. What was down there? Broken Wings and the Ooze Patrol. I might actually just want to use the Locust Spray. Nah. Let's make our 2/2. Gravestalker is an excellent draw. Hazard of the Dunes is an excellent draw. Am I trading the Chariot for these two? Yeah. Yes, I am, because of the creatures that we're going to be following up with. I think I can just make this attack. I mean, I'm fine with this. We... Hazard of the Dunes. Play the Gravestalker. Nice. Want to shout out the opponent here. Kelsia is the name of one of the main characters in the Mistborn books. Love those books. Absolutely love the Mistborn series. Love everything Brandon Sanderson writes. So shout out to Kelsia. Broken Wings has never been dead for me in this format. It's just never been a dead card. I mean, we keep this, right? And maybe we Sky Serpent on turn 2. No, I think it's better to Night Market on turn 1, name black. Because Sky Serpent's not, like... We don't need to play it out early, and I'd rather have Quag Feast open. Like, I really want to be able to activate the Sky Serpent Seeker. I'd like to find earlier plays to make, rather than just play it out. But I will play it out, if I have to. Okay, well, we have enough land, so we can just play the Sky Serpent Seeker, distract the opponent with it, and then play Terry. Elvish Refueler. That is, that's gotta go. Oh, no, I can't do that yet. Shit. Fucked up. Should have played the island. Need to get something in the bin. The Venom Sac Lagak is also pretty brutal against the Terrian. Main phase Fang Guardian is weird. Absolutely taking this trade though. Trading with the Death Toucher here. So we can now Quag Feast this. Still just going to play out the 9/7. That was such a strange Fang Guardian play. Okay. I see you, opponent. I have to Quag Feast that frickin' Sky Serpent. And I don't have an attack, so I need to find some interaction before I can start swinging in with Terry. Hazard of the Dunes. Some big creatures over there. Web Strike Elite. Does not hit anything right now. Hitting an artifact or enchantment or just playing a 3/3. Well, the 3/3 is pretty sad right now, so let's just pass. Trade these two off. I don't love it. We can take 7 here. Okay. Broken Wings and Web Strike Elite actually looking pretty bad. Also, Hazard of the Dunes and Elvish Refueler. Looking pretty disgusting. Don't know how I'm going to deal with all of this. But it starts with Malt Tender. So our Siphon Fuel is gone, Quag Feast is gone, and our own Ketrodon is gone. So I guess the Sky Serpent Seeker is kind of our best shot. Am I just going to cycle the Web Strike Elite? Try and find another Siphon Fuel. I think that's correct. The 3/3 is not doing much right now. Give me a target, opponent. Give me a target. Play a Ether Siphon. Okay. I'm just going to cycle it. I mean, Venom Sack's not a bad draw. But this board stall is pretty nuts. I don't even know what we really can find. Our removal spells don't kill most of their stuff now. None of our creatures can punch through. Broken Wings is bad. Yeah, I actually just don't know how we win this game. But maybe they also don't know how they win the game. They have way more cards in library than us, though, so... that is something. Alright, this saddles for 2. Guess I'm saddling. Because I'd be happy to trade with any of their big creatures. And they have this win con in that they can just keep pumping the Hazard of the Dunes. We cannot kill it. We have no way to kill it now. And if they just keep growing it and then punch in for enough trample damage, they'll just win. So we can probably scoop it up. Like, we know we cannot stop this. I know that there is nothing I can play. Shef at Archfiend is bad here. Their stuff has reach. Chitin Gravestalker is useless. Both of our Siphon Fuel is useless. Earth Rumbler doesn't do anything. We have no way to not lose this game. Unless they do something stupid. Like this. And we trade this here. And take 10? Oh, no. This is just lethal. Yeah, this is super lethal. Okay. Alright. Do you know what, opponent? Yeah, you had that locked up anyway. That was not a stupid play. Okay. 4-2. Doing it in hard mode. Opponent goes first. I guess we can keep this. And I am surely playing the Night Market tapped on green here. We have a half-decent curve, albeit just a bit slow. But if the opponent isn't doing anything either, then I'm okay with it. Cycle a Thundering Broodwagon. Okay, I'm cycling one of these. Probably just this one. Siphon Fuel. Well, Broodwagon... that does hit a Broodwagon, so... that is something we're interested in. Just keep hitting our land drops. Play the big stuff in our hand. There's a Sky Serpent Seeker. Oh, 3 creatures in the graveyard for Ooze Patrol. Not complaining about that. Missing with the Pothole Mole is a bit shit, though. Like, come on. Grim Bauble on the Pothole Mole? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Okay, opponent. You show me how it's done. My guy. Gonna play out the Hazard. Because we might double spell with the Gravestalker at some point. Did they just really want the Surveil? Shef at Archfiend down there. Siphon Fuel online next turn. Earth Rumbler's good. Chitin Gravestalker is good. Okay. So this really... Not sure what the opponent is up to, but I'm going to hold up Siphon Fuel. They are going to Siphon Fuel the 4/4, so that's fine. Um, 5 mana. Awkward. Awkward, awkward. I'm going to play the Earth Rumbler, and then next turn we can Gravestalker and Ooze Patrol. Ketrodon. It's a Broken Wings. So, I think I'm in to just Siphon Fuel the Ketrodon. I don't want to... 1/1 counter on this. This is slightly more expensive. But 7 damage right now has got to be worth it, right? Okay. Yeah, I think it is. Hitting them for an additional 7 is worth the counter we're losing on Ooze Patrol. And the Gravestalker costing slightly more. Cool, we can Broken Wings that. We don't need to Broken Wings it, though. Okay, land is interesting. Land means we can play the Gravestalker. Crew attack. If they have the indestructible trick, we have Broken Wings. If they don't, and they appear to have not, well, we could play the Ooze Patrol. But they have a lot of open mana, so I'm going to hold. But, like, they could have a board wipe. We're looking at lethal next turn. Dune Drifter reanimating their Ketrodon. Oh, reanimating their Brood Wagon. No, they went for the Ketrodon. Is the Brood Wagon not 6? It is 6, so they could have got that back. They could have. This is crew 2. Sky Serpent's pretty good. So we can trade. Deal a point of damage. Get the Ketrodon off the field, and we still do have a pretty dominant position. I am into trade. Actually, would have been better to attack with the Gravestalker as well. So I should have played out the creatures first. They're taking 7. Okay. So the Ooze is a 5/5. Just play out the Sky Serpent Seeker. We can hold up activating that. We can hold up Broken Wings. I think that's all better right now. Just because they're playing really shady, I think I'd rather have some form of interaction. Well, they're down to 4. So what the hell are they going to do? Like, this is just lethal. Broken Wings the Earth Rumbler. So we can attack here. We can actually attack with the Gravestalker and the Pothole Mole as well, right? Because if they eat one of them, I guess they just, like, these bounce. This gets eaten and they take 2. I am fine with that. Because they're on 2. We have 2 Death Touches on the field. Broken Wings open to clear at least 1 blocker next turn. Spin out the 6/6. But it's actually still lethal. That is still only 2 blockers. So that's game. Well, that finds a permanent. Good for you. Okay. Sweet. Doing really well. 6-2, this is our final boss. Can this green-black deck get the trophy? I would not have thought so, but it is working. I think we keep this. And I think we night market name green. It's a bit, obviously, like a weird and awkward hand, but I still think it's a keep. River Churn Monument. That's 2 mana. So we can actually just kill it here. But I'm okay if they mill me a little bit. So we could just cycle and then play the Sky Serpent Seeker. Let's do that. Okay. They deal with the Sky Serpent. Bounce the 1/1. Okay, I'm happy to be milled a little bit. Lil Mill is fine with me. Don't love playing the the web strike here. What's down here? 2 creatures. Yeah, I don't love cycling the web strike elite. But I guess it's fine. I'm okay if they activate the river churn one more time. Cool, 2 lands off the top, thank you. And now we have a, like, decently sized graveyard for future shenanigans. So, Molt Tender, Deathless Pilot. We're going to win with these dorks. Spike Shell Harrier. Crypt Caller. Yeah, okay. Siphon Fuel next turn, start swinging in with the Crypt Caller. They do have a ton more cards than I do, so I'd be surprised if they didn't have an answer. But maybe we've taken their win con offline. Just maybe. Quag Feast. Ether Siphons, that is another opportunity to mill. Well, let's see here. If I draw Terry off the top, I'm going to really regret trading off these Molt Tenders. So I think I'm just going to chump this thing with the Deathless Pilot. Not going to let them get up to speed. Okay, am I just going to chump this thing every turn? For now. For now. We've got plenty of fuel in the graveyard for our Molt Tenders. Happy to trade one of them off. If they, like, they remove the pilot and attack. Then we will trade one of them off, but we can just keep doing this. Keep drawing more cards. Ooze Patrol is pretty big, and it does actually hold up Siphon Fuel as well. So we're holding up Siphon Fuel. 7/7 is massive. Very hard to deal with. And we are holding up just getting the Deathless Pilot back. Sure. But then I think I'm supposed to Siphon Fuel the Spike Shell Harrier while they can't protect it. Bump off one land. Bump off another land. And if that's all they have to do, then yeah, they're going to have a relatively hard time. Like, they do probably need to get something on the board. Gravestalker is real sweet. Okay, let's start here. We can pay for Phantom Interference. It's an 8/8 now. Let's go here. We can still pay for Phantom Interference. And I'm gonna plink in for a couple points of damage. We have 15 cards left. Got to get the game over quick. We can do it. We can do it if our opponent's deck is so light on creatures. Momentum Breaker. Not very good. Slick Imitator, not very good. Skyseeker Serpent. It's a lot of damage. 14 cards left. Got to be just a tiny bit careful. So I could exhaust and play this. I think I'd rather just put a counter on the Sky Serpent Seeker because it can attack past the Imitator. They have 14 cards left. They're on 5. Haunt the Network. And then Scoop. That's a trophy. That's a trophy, guys. Green, black, barely any synergy. Well, some synergy, but definitely just carried by raw card quality. That was super sweet. We found no uncommon, like, archetype signposts in green, black. And we even splashed 2 Sky Serpent Seekers, which could have made our mana a little bit weird. But we still got there because green's cards are very good, black's cards are very good. And just, I think, that raw card quality is what carried us all the way through that draft. Awesome trophy, tons of fun. I think that is 3 times we've trophied in 13 Eat the Drift drafts so far. And actually, I also came first in my pre-release sealed, so I'm counting that as 4 in 14. Is that cheeky? Maybe it is. I am going to wrap it up there, but I will see you again soon for another episode of Operation Double Mythic. Goodbye.